Hello everybody, this is Cholera, and I am joined with SC2GG Rise once again, and I gotta say, last game was a pimpus play. We basically just talked about it. We're still stunned at how the heck Tempest managed to win that. Absolutely great micro, and just great perseverance, staying in when it looked like everything was lost. Anyway, let's try to move on to the next game. This is Lomo, a great Terran player, I think. Certainly a promising Terran player from Lake Half Oz versus Hyuk, the not so promising Zerg player on SKT1, who is, as of before this game, 16% against Terran. Lomo is 52% against Zerg. He's a decent creative player. Hyuk, of course, you know, I've watched him a couple times. I've never really been amazed at all by his play, except when it was amazingly bad. So, you know, I do expect a victory here from Lomo on the first map, Byzantium II.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there. I think that he's got everything in his favor, considering the fact that he's playing Hyuk of all people. Hyuk, for those of you who didn't know, never even played StarCraft before going into Pro League. He was actually one of the doormen that would bounce people out if they were getting rowdy. So one day their team was just a little bit short on players, and they said, "Oh, get that guy! He looks like he could play StarCraft." And of course, he won like one game, and they're like, "All right, we'll put him on the team," and he hasn't won since. He's horrible. Hyuks himself all the time. And we're going to see, that is certainly the question on everyone's mind, is Hyuk going to Hyuk himself again? I hope so.
You know, in a competition to see who is the worst Zerg, Hyuk is actually doing quite well. And, you know, the other people who could compete against him are, of course, well, one of them is Zergbong, who is actually worse than Hyuk statistically. Believe it or not, Zergbong's 20% win rate in his life. Hyuk is actually breaking the ice at 1/3, 33%. So that's actually not too bad. Well, I guess he still gets some game time.
That's pretty bad, man.
Well, I mean, that's the thing with SKT1. He might as well be their doorman because they don't have any Zergs. I mean, they got the Zerg. Well, no, they don't have Zerg. They have S2. Yeah, they have the Zerg and S2, who are both terrible. This season, at least. Anyway, here we have Lomo at the bottom right, and we got Hyuk at the upper right. What's up?
No, I was just going to go into that. I thought you were done. Looks like Hyuk is going for nothing new right here. He's going to go for an Overlord, so some sort of overbuild. And Lomo is doing not much of anything either, going for a supply depot. So very exciting start to this game. It looks like we're not going to see any crazy double barracks rush, though, which is too bad because that really makes for an exciting game. We should have seen how it... I'd love to see it in the second game, too. Like, the players must watch the game right before them, right? So they probably saw Tempest totally overcome the BBS from Light. But wouldn't you think that as a mind game, it'd be perfect just to do it right again, right after? Because there's no way Hyuk would see. Well,
yeah.
I guess you don't need to do it against a player like Hyuk. It just doesn't make sense. You should do an SCV rush. It'd be more effective.
Yeah, I mean, against Hyuk, I mean, I think Lomo is just such a big favorite. He has absolutely no need to do something like that. He is, looks like he's going to go for a mech build, actually. So this is what we've seen Terran do all day long. So he is going to be going for a mech build, and we'll see how Hyuk does this time against mech. For those of you who always say, you know, why do we hate on these players? It's because they're bad. They're bad at StarCraft. Yeah. And that's why, compared to the other pros, and they make mistakes, and it is funny. But I mean, I know many of you are going to say, you know, we're a lot worse, but that's too bad. Hyuk is still amusing anyway. Basically, the last time he tried playing against mech, it was against 4GG. Moltrap and I casted that, and he must have lost a good 30 or 40 mutas without firing once. They never used their glaive worms because all he did was fly around and get intercepted by range upgraded Goliaths and just got completely trounced. Although Hyuk this time has the advantage of a scalp, so he knows this is coming. He obviously sees the factory. He did get that early drone out, so he's actually doing a good job harassing here. He might go Hydras first, I think.
That would be cool and probably advisable. If he could get something out real quick, he may be able to do some sort of damage to this build, especially considering the fact that Lomo, I don't know if that's actually a block. I don't know if that's actually going to stop units from getting in or out. It looks like it might. It looks like after he lifted off that barracks, it might.
Yeah.
But, but you got to keep in mind that the Hydras are going to have the higher ground advantage if they get out quick enough to attack that wall. Looks like he is going to go for some sort of 3-hatch build. I don't know what that's going to be quite yet. And as long as Lomo is able to get units out quick enough to deal and to hold that wall, he'll be okay, I think. And I wonder, oh man, I wonder if he's making lings there, or what they
Yeah,
might
I think
be.
he's. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it could just be a couple of lings, could be drones actually. Looks like he's putting down a sunken colony. There's Lomo. He's not chewing gum though. That is the bubblegum Terran, and where is that man's gum? I'm not even kidding. This is an emergency here. If Lomo doesn't chew gum, I have serious doubts about his ability to win, even against Hyuk. I kid you not, that kid needs his gum. And you can tell when he loses, he stops chewing, and it's because he stopped chewing. Anyway, he's going for a starport here. Really interesting deviation. He's not going to go for, he might actually go for the Vulture run by again. Looks like Hyuk actually, I don't know where his den is. He might just decide to go lair first. Yeah, he is going lair first. So he's going to go without the den, it appears. Last time he actually stuck to Mutaling against 4GG, although he did build a den and got a couple of Hydras out. Looks like a Ling might actually get in. No, it won't get in. It's not going to see the starport, so we're going to see, this time we're going to, oh, there's the Hydra's den. Okay, so he is going to build it. We're going to see some rates, most likely, or possibly a drop, possibly the fantasy build even.
That would be pretty cool. But do you think he's going to go Lurker? I mean, I know how much you think that Lurkers suck against mech build, but he's got both the lair going up and the Hydraless Den. So, I mean, he could be using it just for Overlord speed, of course. But I don't know. It's Hyuk. Yeah, I can't tell.
It's Hyuk. Well, actually, Rice, I think mainly what they get the Hydraless Den for is just a couple of Hydras, and then they slowly upgrade the Hydra upgrades, and then they get Aspire and they go for Harass anyway. The Hydras are really to prevent the mech units from being as effective, whether it is Speed Vultures, whether it's Goliaths, or whether it's Quick Air. And we are seeing quick dropships here, so it is going to be the fantasy build that he used against GG played so successfully. So this is a very interesting. I have not seen anyone but fantasy use the fantasy build yet. We'll see if he goes, you know, the true fantasy build is with Valkyries afterwards. But he's got 4 Vultures, Speed Vultures. They probably have mines, and you know, they probably are researching mines or something there. And oh no, it looks like Hyuk's actually seen them, and this time it might not work for fantasy.
There's also a sunken going up. Yeah, there's also a sunken going up in the back of that base, so as soon as that completes, I mean, this is going to be completely ineffective. It does go down. Wow. He gets about 1 or 2 drones there, and Hyuk, amazingly, fending this off with not much of a problem at all. There's an Overlord right over the Spider Mines. Yeah, brilliant place to put him, Lomo. What is he thinking? I'm not really sure. Kind of seems a little silly. And now, down to that one last Vulture is going to get picked up by the dropship, but that dropship and the Vulture is completely ineffective. And Lomo actually in a little bit of trouble. I mean, I think he needed to get something, do some damage with that. I think he was putting up an armory of some sort before. I didn't see it for sure, but he might be going Goliaths right after this. And I think that the timing from Hyuk is actually going to be really good to deal with those Goliaths or do a lot of damage to the Goliaths before they actually get out. And he may actually luck out with really great timing here.
Yeah, or Valkyries is certainly a possibility. That Vulture drop is definitely designed to do more damage. It's supposed to do more damage than what's done so far. It looks like we're not seeing the starport lineup, so lighting up. So we are going to see Goliaths here for anti-air, but it's going to be bad here because Hyuk is going to have Mutalisks coming out really soon. I think he was just anticipated this move. His Overlord spotted the dropship, so you know, he just had everything, all the eggs in line there. But oh, looks like somehow we've seen another drop here from Lomo, but Lomo can't really do much with these 2 Vultures. That sunken colony is too well placed.
Oh man, and now the Muta already in his base, and he's taking out a tank. He's going to get a free tank kill. He's only lost another 1 or 2 drones to those Vultures. They can't even get anywhere close to the drones because of the sunken colony there. Though again, we're seeing the effectiveness of Spider Mines against against Hydra. And it looks like Hyuk is just going to continue to build up his forces here. I wonder if he's going to go for a front door break with Mutaling. He's got just enough units here to take care of these these Goliaths before the Goliaths can do too much damage. I don't know if the Goliaths have the air upgrade yet. It looks like they do have that upgrade. He's going to do as much economic harassment as he can. He's actually doing a pretty decent job of it, taking out a decent amount of SCVs. He's one-shotting them, so he definitely has enough Muta to take care of that. Now he's out with the Mutaling. It looks like he's going to go for a break right here and do as much damage as he can against these Goliaths with both the Muta and those Lings, and doing a lot of damage, and their tank is out, but not going to do anything. A useless unit at this point. It's going to go down to Lings. Oh, man, and this is going to be really bad for Lomo.
Yeah, I think Lomo's out of this game. Hyuk just has, this is how you're supposed to use Mutaling, Hyuk. In the other game against 4GG, of course, he didn't use him as effectively. He waited a little bit too long to actually attack, and 4GG was playing a little bit better. He also didn't go for this build, of course. 4GG didn't go for the Ultra Drop, which really slowed Lomo down quite a lot. Notice the lack of jaw motion from Lomo. I think that is more to blame than anything for this loss.
Most definitely. Well, Hyuk, congratulations to him moving on to the winners match. I don't know how he's going to do against Tempest. That'll be an interesting game for sure.
Yeah, that will be.
But certainly doing pretty well, beating Lomo right off the bat, and Lomo going to have to GG here.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's more that Lomo beat himself, I gotta say. GG coming from Hyuk. I don't know if the fantasy build is really a viable build in the long term, because it's so, if you scout it, it's so easily countered, and you know, I don't think he needed to do something so audacious against Hyuk, to be absolutely honest. But he did, and he will be going to the losers match where he will face Light, a very challenging opponent, and meanwhile we're going to see Hyuk facing Tempest. Stay tuned.